Hello, hello. Welcome to the College of Science and Mathematics virtual open house today. We are so excited to have you with us. My name is Hannah Santoro. I'm the College of Science and Mathematics Advising Manager. Been working in the college for 8 years, so I've seen two groups of students walk in the door and walk out the door with their degree programs completed. I have two other people with me today, current KSU students, really excited about this, and so I want to give them a second to say hello. I have both Ian and Sine with me. Hello, thank you for joining with me today. How are you both doing today?
I'm doing good.
Fantastic.
Awesome. So we really wanted to give you an experience and give you the opportunity to really get to know not only the college, but the student experience for students who are doing majors in the College of Science and Mathematics or involved in science and mathematics in some form. So I'm going to share some information. Let's see. There we go. And so before we even start, we really thought it would be really nice for you to be able to visualize the spaces that you might be taking these classes and experiencing Kennesaw State. We have two primary campuses. We have our Kennesaw campus and our Marietta campus. And so we were going to start with some of our space on Kennesaw campus. You'll actually see two images right now. One of them is actually our math and statistics building. You'll see it on the left, and you'll also see the science lab atrium. So I always tell this story because I still think about it today and I share it with students. When I actually came for my interview 8 years ago, I completed my undergraduate degree at KSU myself. So I am a KSU student at heart myself and now actually work here. And when it came time 8 years ago for me to come for my interview, I had only been gone for 2 years to get my master's degree, and I drove back on campus, and the science lab building had just been completed, and they were finally offering classes in it. And so I remember driving on campus and seeing this massive science lab building with all of these 5 floors of new lab spaces, used in different ways too. We actually have lab spaces for students for their labs, but we also have faculty who are doing their lab research there as well. And so that science lab atrium is a really fun place where a lot of students sit and spend time in between classes, preparing, studying, working with each other. I know Sine actually has a major on Kennesaw campus. And so when you're thinking about Kennesaw campus, what are some of your favorite things about Kennesaw campus?
Yeah, so I really like how Kennesaw campus it's very diverse and there's so much that you can do here. For example, we have the green, and so it's just a nice place to really relax and just get some sun and get fresh air. So
awesome, thank you for sharing that. And then we're going to spend a little time looking at Marietta campus, and you're going to see 2 more images for Marietta campus. The one on the left is actually a student standing right in front of our D building. It's that's where a lot of our math classes are housed. So you're actually staring at a student in front of one of the buildings. If you're going to take math classes on Marietta campus, that's typically where it's going to be. And then you'll also notice on the right a picture of the globe, and that's kind of one of the staple things on Marietta campus. It's right by the Student Center. A lot of times when we're referencing meeting people, it'll be like meet by the globe. And so we wanted to make sure that you were aware of those spaces too, just because it's so vital to Marietta campus. And Ian, who's with me today, actually has spent a lot of time on Marietta campus. And so what's your take on Marietta campus?
I really like it. It feels really homey just because everything's pretty condensed. Everything's within maybe a 5 to 8 minute walk. You know, wherever you're going, it's not more than 5 minutes, and it's great. There's a lot of stuff to do. I mean, back when Pokemon Go was huge, there's, gyms everywhere. So, you're walking around and there's just groups of people just talking and playing the game together. And it's just, everyone's really friendly, and it's just really nice.
That's one of the really cool things about the College of Science and Mathematics also is we span both campuses. So we actually have majors housed on both campuses. And one of the cool things also is just the kind of differences between Kennesaw campus and Marietta campus. Kennesaw campus is big, it's fast paced, there's a lot of stuff going on. But like Ian said, when you're on Marietta campus, it's like the place that you get to kind of relax. It's like the place to go if you just want to kind of sit outside in nature. They have Frisbee golf through the entire campus, so you can get friends together to play frisbee golf. So it's a really fun time. And so now that we've kind of talked about the campuses, we wanted to show you some other pictures of honestly of students at KSU, kind of in different learning environments too. If we're looking at us, and of course I'm biased, I work for the College of Science and Mathematics, but if we look at the College of Science and Math, we span a lot of different learning environments. It might be that you're in a lecture with other students in a classroom, or you're going to be spending time in our lab spaces, getting that hands-on experience with our labs. You might actually be doing trips. We have boats. And so faculty will actually take students and you'll actually go out and do research right on the water. And so all of the different experiences we have and all the different things, I think that's what really makes the College of Science and Math cool at KSU, is we have a lot of different opportunities. I want to ask y'all, like, what are some of the favorite things, some kind of learning environments that you've had at KSU? Have you had anything that you didn't, some experience you didn't think you would have?
Yeah, so I am in the AMP program, the Advanced Majors program, and that program is really specialized for students in the College of Science and Mathematics, and they give you in smaller classroom environments, connections with like faculty, and you get like a cohort of students. So every class that you take, all those students are in it. So it's really like a good community for a learning environment, and that's how most of my friends were actually made, from me being in the AMP program, and I'm still friends with them to this day. So it's a really good learning environment.
Awesome. What do you think, Ian?
I would have to agree with AMP.
You've got the shirt, you're repping it, right?
Yeah, I'm repping it. But I did make a few friends through AMP, and also it landed me in, freshman seminar was a course AMP offered, and through that, I met my my research professor, Dr. Rana Singha, and I do undergraduate research with her. And I never thought I'd be doing that. I didn't know anything about it, and here I am researching glass that could, be potentially used to help people. And it got me a research grant over the summer. In, I think, January, I'll be traveling to a lab in New York to use some equipment there to continue more of our research. I was supposed to go to a international conference in Louisiana to present some of our research, but they ended up canceling that. And then in a couple months, I'll be going to Georgia Tech, so I'll also be using some of their labs. So
that's awesome.
All of that I never expected, but here I am.
And that kind of, you would think that we planned this, everyone. So that kind of brings me to our next PowerPoint slide, talking about research. And so a lot of times when you think science and mathematics, this is the exact stuff you think about. You think about research and what kind of research that you might be involved in. And just like Ian was sharing his research experiences, we're definitely going to go in more depth because they both have vast research experience. But before we get there, just a little bit in general. So at the university level, when you're in college, a lot of times when you think research, you think about, honestly, graduate level students, right? They're doing research with faculty, they're at grad level, they've got that expertise. One of the glories of Kennesaw State and the College of Science and Mathematics is we do have master's programs, and we're growing them every day, but at the same time, the amount of research that we're trying to get done in our college, we need more than just graduate students. And so we have undergraduate students doing research that typically you might actually only see graduate level students doing, especially if you get involved in projects with faculty early enough. You might have the possibility of actually being published in research journals with those faculty. And so research is definitely a big part of our college as well. And we're definitely going to spend some more time talking about it because I figure that this is the exact kind of stuff that you might want to know at home. So we're going to keep going, and before we go a little bit more in depth with Sine and Ian about their experiences, I want to talk about the majors in our college, because you need to make sure that we have majors that make sense for what you're interested in. So one of our first majors that I'm going to talk about is actually our biology degree. The reason I talk about it first is because it's the largest degree program we have. We actually have over 2,000 students in our biology program. We have two main departments that support those students, our molecular and cellular biology department. We also have an ecology and organismal biology department as well. And so we've got over 2,000 students doing an undergraduate degree in biology, a lot of different tracks in our degree programs as well. So you might be wondering, why would you want a track? Well, tracks are kind of like advising guides. So if you walk in, and especially in a field like biology, you might want to do very different things. I always joke with students, do you want to work with animals? Do you want to work with people? Are you looking at things at the microbe level? Are you looking at plants? Like, what are you wanting to do? Biology is so vast. A lot of our students are interested in pre-professional, med school, dental, pharmacy, optometry, PA, vet, all of those different things. Our biology degree actually has concentrations in a lot of these kind of really popular areas of biology, so that you can walk in the door and know exactly what classes we offer at KSU that will make sense for your career interests. So our popular tracks, we have a pre-professional, pre-med track. That's where our pre-professional med, dent, pharmacy, optometry, PA students typically go. We have a pre-vet track that's pretty popular. We also have tracks in things like microbiology, plant biology, ecology, organismal biology. You might be sitting at home like, I don't even know what I want to do with biology yet. I really just know that I want biology. And we also have a general biology track for students like that, so that you really have the opportunity to explore. A lot of times with science degree programs as well, this is kind of the door opener. Your undergraduate degree gets your foot in the door and gives you some expertise in the science fields in general. But then at the graduate level or professional school level, that's really where you might hone your skills in one subfield of biology. So biology has a really vast array of things at your fingertips, and that's why we have so many different types of tracks for it. Sine is actually a biology major, so we're going to spend a little time talking with her and a little bit about her experience in the degree program. We also have an environmental science degree, and that's actually housed in the biology departments as well. So maybe you're interested in that environmental science side, or maybe you're thinking about careers where it's kind of interdisciplinary. You are looking at environmental policy. That's something that's a hot ticket item right now, is talking about our impact on the environment. We have an environmental science degree that offers you some flexibility in taking things like statistics, taking classes in policy, so that you can kind of hone your skills in some areas that maybe the traditional biology type degree might not offer you. So those are the degree programs we have coming out of the biology departments that we have. We also have a department of chemistry and biochemistry, and they have a large population of students as well, anywhere from 750 students to 1,000 students typically in those programs. We have a chemistry degree, and that chemistry degree offers a lot of different tracks, things like the forensic chemistry track, think bullet residue and looking at plant impact in forensics. So we have forensics track. We have a general chemistry track, because you don't necessarily have to know exactly what you want to do with something when you're walking in the door, just that you want to be in that area again. We also have a biochemistry degree, and that really is kind of the beautiful pairing of the chemistry field and the biology field and how those interact together. So we have a biochemistry degree program. And those are the typical things that students are looking for in the Department of Chemistry and Biochemistry. We also have a Department of Mathematics, and our Department of Mathematics actually houses two different degree programs. We have a mathematics degree, and we have a computational and applied mathematics degree. And you're probably like, what is the difference between the two of them? Why would we have two math degrees? You might want to do very different things with mathematics. When we're looking at mathematics as the degree program, a lot of time that's for students who your goal might be PhD, working at a university, getting that kind of high level PhD, very theoretical experience in mathematics. Or maybe you're really just wanting to get out of the door and get a job after your undergraduate degree. And we have the computational and applied mathematics degree for that. That's typically used by students who more so want to go work in industry after completing their undergrad, or at least before they decide to go back to grad school or something like that. In that computational and applied mathematics degree, we actually give you the ability to do minors. And you're like, probably, what's a minor? Minors are kind of your ability to dabble in different things. So you might be interested in mathematics or statistics, and honestly, those apply to every field, right? Now, if you're working at Delta, or if you're working at even in biology, biostatistics fields, all of these different kinds of things relate to math and statistics, and so that comp and applied math degree gives you a little bit of time and ability to look at different options in mathematics and kind of hone your skills in other things too. We also have the Department of Physics, and the Department of Physics houses our physics degree. Ian has a lot of experience in physics, so we're going to talk to him as well about physics, and that's actually housed on the Marietta campus. And so what are you doing in physics? Physics, just like all of the other science and math degrees, we kind of spread across a lot of different fields. And so we have different tracks in the physics degree. We've got some tracks in engineering, a mechanical engineering track, an electrical engineering track. But we also have that general physics track too, because maybe you just want to kind of figure it out as you go, but you know that you love physics. Jokingly, at the same time, sometimes what happens with our physics degree is students think that they want to be engineers, and then they realize that the thing that they love about engineering is physics. And we have the physics degree so that you can keep that passion for physics going. And so we've got all of those different degree programs in the College of Science and Mathematics. Feel free to be chatting questions. Also, if you have questions about these degree programs, we're happy to be answering them for you while we're discussing. And so now I'm going to go ahead and spend a little bit more time talking to Sine and Ian about their experiences in the college. So Sine, I'm going to start with you because you're closest to me. Do you mind giving a little bit of background into your major, what your career interests are, just kind of that stuff?
All right, so hi everyone again. I am a senior and I am majoring in biology with a minor in statistics. And I'm on the pre-med track, but my career goal is to become a medical doctor and still pursue research. Awesome. So I haven't fully committed to a PhD, but I'd still like to.
We're talking about it.
Yeah.
So Ian, do you mind sharing a little bit about you?
Yeah, I am a junior, kind of. I'm going for a degree in secondary education with a focus in physics, and also going for Spanish and chemistry minors just because I enjoy the two.
Cool.
So, and I mean, yeah, end up somewhere as a high school physics teacher.
So Ian actually brings up a really interesting thing about the College of Science and Math also. We offer coursework that actually spreads across all of our majors. Regardless of what major you're going to be doing at KSU, you're going to be taking some variant of math, some variant of science. And when we look at education, a lot of times when people have interest in teaching, there's a couple of ways you can do it. So you can actually be like Ian and you can complete an undergraduate degree in education where you have that focus maybe in a STEM area like physics or biology or chemistry or math. Or the other thing that students sometimes think, even if you're not sure if the ultimate goal is teaching, but you're thinking about it, is completing a degree in a discipline. Just doing the biology degree or the chemistry degree or physics or math or what have you, and then actually doing a Master's of Arts in Teaching. And we actually have an MAT program at KSU as well where you can actually get your certification for teaching at the master's level. So if you want to spend a little bit more time in a discipline, then you can actually spend that time and then do it. Or maybe if you already are like Ian and you know exactly what you want to do, then you just go ahead and do it as your undergraduate degree. So another thing that we thought you might be interested to hear about, especially when making decisions about what school makes sense for you, is you really need to know what your life is going to be like every single day at KSU as a College of Science and Mathematics major. So I want to spend a little bit of time again talking with Ian and Sine about the kinds of things that they've been involved in at KSU. So we're going to start with some of the programs and things that you first start, like when you were a first semester student, what stuff did you immediately start getting involved in? And whoever wants to talk first can go.
Okay, I'll go. So yeah, when I first got here, I started doing pre-med programs or clubs. So I was like looking at AMSA. I think that was it. And then I was looking for research, and I joined LSAMP, which is the Lewis Stokes Alliance for Minority Participation, and it really helped me to like find what research I was interested in. and I was in like a biology club too, and yeah, that was about it.
Awesome. Ian, what have you been involved in?
Well, I initially jumped right into the cross-country club. Discovered I was way too lazy for that and stopped. And then I also joined the esports club, which is pretty cool. We just, it's mostly just a hangout spot for, gamers and stuff. We also have various competitive teams at the collegiate level, and then, all sorts of different things. And then also I got started in my research freshman year through, as I said earlier, Dr. Runasinger came and talked to our class. It sounded cool, so I joined. And that's pretty much all I did.
Cool. And I think that that's really important to know too. KSU offers a variety of student organizations, programs through the College of Science and Math, just a lot of different things that you can be involved in. We'll spend a bit of time talking more in detail about the specific things the college has, but really a lot of this comes down to getting involved. And you're listening to two students right now who've already told you in their first semester they started getting involved, and it kind of gave them that home feeling being at KSU. So if you're going to come to Kennesaw, one of the things, especially coming from advising, one of the things that we would suggest is getting involved as soon as you get here. The second you walk in the door, not only should you be taking classes, what student organizations? They don't all have to be things like the American Medical Student Association. Definitely still do that if you're pre-med. But they don't all just have to be that. There's tons of fun clubs that you can do. So you can do like the video gaming clubs. There's a lot of different things that you can be involved in. Some of them are specific to students in the College of Science and Mathematics, but there's a lot of stuff just for being a Kennesaw State student as well. So I want to spend a little bit of time also talking about learning communities, because especially if you're thinking about your first year at KSU in the College of Science and Mathematics, we do offer this thing called learning communities. So you're probably thinking, what is a learning community? I have no idea. And for a lack of a better way of describing it, a learning community is like a package of classes. We pre-build these packages, no different than if you went to a fast food restaurant and ordered a combo one, and they know exactly what comes in that combination meal. Learning communities are the same thing. We create these packages of different math classes, of different science classes. They have the freshman seminar course that Ian brought up earlier, and students get to walk into this package of an opportunity. Actually, everybody I'm going to be talking today with has been part of some kind of learning community. And so I kind of want to know, how did the learning communities go? When your first semester, you had Advanced Majors Program Learning Community, how did that experience go for you?
Okay. So yeah, my first year I was in the Advanced Majors program. So most of my courses, it was like the same faces that I was seeing. And it was really good because I do like the students that I'm with. So I guess like a learning community could be kind of bad if you don't like the people you're with, but you'll love everybody.
You'll love the people.
Yeah, you'll love everybody here at KSU. So it was like really good, and they really helped. Having peers who are like you and you can still have a good time with them, that really helps you to stay motivated, and they like check you. So they'll be like, oh, you need to apply to this, like be active, participate. So it was really good. That
built-in support network, and Advanced Majors program offers that as well. And so when we're looking, I actually taught Sine in her learning community. So I've known her since the beginning. It's a really great way to get to know faculty at KSU, to also get to know staff at KSU, because that's important. You're building relationships. You're going to need letters of recommendation one day. And so starting those relationships your first semester, getting involved with the same group of students in that package, so you're going to take multiple classes with the same people. You really do become like a family unit, even with your faculty members. Those faculty members are like a family unit in themselves. We all communicate with each other as well. We have good relationships, or they have good relationships with advising, and what I mean by that is we look out for the students in our college. So our learning communities give us inside scoop into really getting to know our students, and also giving our students the opportunity to really get to know the College of Science and Mathematics. So I do want to spend a little bit more time actually talking about the Advanced Majors program with the two students who have both been involved and are actually doing very different things career interest-wise and major-wise. And so what do you both have to share about your experiences in the Advanced Majors program?
All right.
Pressure's on.
Yeah, pressure's on. For me, if I'm going to be fully honest, the Advanced Majors program isn't necessarily geared towards physics students. So there wasn't a whole lot. Yeah, working on it. There is some progress being made, and I really appreciate it. But when I started, there wasn't a whole lot for me. So it was mostly just I would go to the AMP social events, and I made a couple friends there, got a group of my own, and yeah, just kind of kick-started me into research and whatnot, landed me my early classes, and it was really nice because the AMP classes are all very small, I mean, comparatively. Normally 25 to 30 students, which is really sweet if you're doing, STEM, chemistry, calculus, whatnot, because having that sort of one-on-one experience with your professor is really nice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I'm really happy that I was selected to be in the AMP program. It's, like I said, it's a good community of students in it, faculty who really care about you.
Mm-hmm.
And so the classes are actually hand selected, and all the material is really good. And one thing that being in the AMP program did for me is that because all of the students were family, we would always go to office hours.
Mm-hmm.
And so it would just always be a good time in there. And that's how I actually learned so much about getting involved in research and just all the opportunities out there. So I really attribute what I've done and the opportunities I've sought after to the AMP program.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. And we're going to talk research now because that's definitely something that I want to spend more time in detail talking about. So, Sinead, do you mind, since you just spoke, talking about your research, and then we got the inside scoop on glass, and we'll talk about Ian's experience with the research after Sinead. So, what kind of research have you done for the College of Science and Mathematics, and what are you focusing on?
Yeah, so I didn't necessarily want to do bench research. Nothing was wrong with it, but yeah. So I was looking for something else to do. So an opportunity came up for STEM education research, and I, jumped at that. And so my involvement in the project started from getting the IRB approved by the Institutional Review Board,
Mm-hmm.
and then I helped to recruit participants and carrying out the research with observations and stuff. And yeah, so it was I was really involved and I learned
Mm-hmm.
a lot, and it was really statistics heavy.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what actually made me want to do a minor in statistics. And yeah, so then this past summer, of course I'm pre-med, so I knew I can't do this forever. So I went to UCLA virtually, and I did bioinformatics research, and so I really liked that. We were looking at neurological disorders. So that's my new research interest now, and I'm working with Dr. Singh, and we're getting a new project together.
Awesome. And Ian, do you mind going a little bit more in detail about the research you've been involved in?
Yeah, so it's technically labeled under material science. What we're doing is there's a glass compound that we've been working on that's composed of cerium and oxygen. And the funny thing about it is once you grind it down to nanoparticle sizes, the cerium develops two different valences, which if you guys remember from chemistry, that kind of determines how different atoms bond with each other. And so since it has the two different valences, it's bonding with different amounts of oxygen, so it kind of turns into an oxygen sponge, basically. It has little pockets. And so we're thinking that maybe down the line it could be used therapeutically as an antioxidant. So, it could maybe help, not cure, but treat Alzheimer's or different cancers. And our job is to just design the glass, look at its physical properties, and then we send it over to the biochemistry department with Dr. Singh. And then they take a look at how it affects cells, whether or not it's killing them. I don't know the specifics of that side, but yeah.
Awesome.
And I'd just like to add.
Yeah.
So also because of all the research I was doing, I went to a lot of conferences and I presented my research. So I went to DC, here in Atlanta, even Canada, California. So it was really good for me to learn how to be a professional and network with people all over the country. So.
Awesome. Well, that's another really cool thing about the College of Science and Mathematics is there are big differences between all of the things our students are doing. We have 2 students right here on totally different sides of science. And I think we actually have a question.
Yeah, so we have a great question coming from Valerie asking about the AMP program. And she would love to know how can she apply, or where are the ways
What
for you
to
to
do.
be, what to do.
Yep.
Yes.
So we have like a multi-level attack, really. So first, if you apply to KSU and you are listed as a College of Science and Math major, we will actually reach out to you. Dr. Jennifer Loughton is the Advanced Majors Program Director, and she works with admissions to make sure she is aware of what students plan to come to KSU in a specific semester. And if you are eligible for our Advanced Majors Program, she will actually send you invitations so you don't even have to look for her. But if you do want to look for her, we actually have a part of our College of Science and Mathematics website. And so if you do a web search for College of Science and Mathematics Advanced Majors Program, the website will show up. It'll have contact information that you can actually look at. And so our Advanced Majors Program, to go a little bit more in detail, even though I don't need to be here, they know everything about this college. A little bit more detail about the Advanced Majors Program. It's typically for students that are more high performing and they're really wanting to come in on day one and start working in the college and really get that in-depth information about about our College of Science and Mathematics, the disciplines that we have. And so Advanced Majors Program, there's definitely some more information on our website. I think we have another question also.
Awesome, thank you. I had a great question from Michael on Facebook. He was asking what you are looking for, whether it's instructors or the dean, the department chair are looking for to approve courses, to be part of research, and to do internships, and what kind of internship opportunities are there?
Yeah, it's like we planned this because we're actually going to have Megan from Career Planning and Development as part of our second segment. So we're going to learn a little bit more about career planning at KSU. But when we're looking at opportunities that you have, our faculty are doing research, all of them. Most of our faculty in the College of Science and Mathematics are involved not only in research projects specific to the College of Science and Mathematics here, but NSF grants and other different kinds of grants out in the world that our faculty are interested in working on their specific area. Like I said earlier, just for example, biology looks very different. You might be interested in plants, you might be interested in animals, you might be interested in a lot of different things. We have faculty that have those specialization areas, and so they're all going to be doing different research. On the College of Science and Mathematics website, we actually have a research section right on that front page. And if you go to that research section, you can see all the core research areas that faculty in the College of Science and Math are involved in. So we've got kind of twofold things going on. Research is happening right in the College of Science and Math. You don't even have to leave campus. We've got opportunities right on home base. But then the other side of that too is the internship piece. And so maybe you want to be involved with a specific industry or organization leader out in the world, and Megan can definitely talk more about career planning's information when we bring her up here. And so we have those opportunities available as well. And that's more about you finding opportunities that make sense for you with all the resources supporting you to figure out what that looks like. And then once you find stuff, actually working with our department chairs, and they will actually look at what kind of opportunities you're thinking and whether or not it makes sense to be part of your degree program. Research and internships are things that you can do as part of your degree. We love that double dipping where it's something really good for your resume, but it's also something really good for your degree program. So we have a lot of different options when it comes to that as well. So I just wanted to end this segment. We're actually gonna, in 1 minute, show you an Advanced Majors Program video straight from Dr. Loughton, but I had one more message that I wanted to ask my guests, Sine and Ian, about. If you could look back at school, what is one thing that you wished you knew when you walked in the door? It's a hard one.
Yeah. I would say be ready to do anything. Be fearless. Sometimes you're gonna have to do stuff alone, and that's okay, you know. College is really a different game, so it's really you now. It's not your parents or the teachers. It's like whatever you set your mind to do, that's what you'll do. So yeah, really just owning up and being responsible for what I want to do.
Awesome. Ian, do you have any last minute thoughts?
Yeah, I would say do your research, look into things. Don't be scared to experiment. If you think a class looks cool, take it. If you like the sound of that minor, take it. If that major even remotely seems like something you want to do for the rest of your life, try it out. Because you have so much time. You have so much time to figure out what you want to do. So don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to, chase your heart, whatever makes you happy.
Awesome. That's a good end piece for this. So we actually are going to show you a video about the Advanced Majors program right now, and just 1 minute or one last thank you so much for both of you being here as our representative College of Science and Math current students. When we get back, we're going to talk a little bit about what it looks like after you leave KSU and the College of Science and Mathematics, and what opportunities exist and what that looks like.
One of the neat things about our program at Kennesaw is our ability to get students hands-on experiences. I think that's important because you may come into a program with an idea about who you're going to be and where you're going to go, but until you've had the opportunity to get out and experience that, you really don't have much way of knowing if that's right for you.
For myself, I'm always going to office hours, always have surprise visits, and they're always really welcoming and receptive. So it's just that feel of a family that I really enjoy.
Hello, I'd like to welcome you to the Advanced Majors program. My name is Dr. Jennifer Loughton, and I'm the director of the Advanced Majors program, which we call AMP. And I'm also an associate professor of biology in the Molecular and Cellular Biology department here at KSU in the College of Science and Mathematics. I teach a lot of upper-level courses like immunology and virology, but I also teach Bio 1, so I hope to see you in my Bio 1 course this upcoming fall. So before we talk about orientation and registration, I wanted to point out some of the advantages you might expect as part of the Advanced Majors program. First, each semester we offer sections of math and science courses that are only for AMP students. The advantage here is that the courses are smaller than a typical section, so instead of being 100 or 200 students, they're generally capped to about 48 to 72 students for our lower level classes and 24 or 48 for our upper level classes. They're also taught by award-winning faculty that students rate highly, so you have faculty that you know are going to care about your success and are happy to help you succeed. They want you to succeed. And in these courses, because we have students that are just with science and math majors, we also focus on introducing things to you that will help you in the future. The other thing that AMP is great for is that we expose you to college opportunities and career events. So you'll get a weekly email digest telling you about all the different opportunities that are going on within the college and within KSU to make sure that you're aware of them. For instance, we have guest speakers. AMP brings in various guest speakers from medical schools, dental schools, pharmacy schools, all kinds of different careers that you may be considering, so that you can see what will make for a good applicant ahead of time. We also have lots of social and community building events with faculty and staff, so that students in AMP are able to interact with faculty and staff. Because remember, the key is these are the people that are going to be writing recommendations for you, whether it's for additional scholarships, summer internships, or even when you move on to graduate school or medical school, things like that. So we really want you to be able to interact with your faculty so you can get to know them, but moreover, they can get to know what a great individual.
Welcome back. Hopefully you enjoyed those videos, learning a little bit about student success in the College of Science and Mathematics and what that looks like. And then definitely another hot ticket thing, the Advanced Majors program, something that people want to know about, and listening to some of the words straight from Dr. Loudon. You might also notice that I actually have 2 new people with me sitting, and I want to say thank you so much for being with me today. I actually have Jessica and Megan. Do you mind introducing yourselves really quickly, and then we'll kind of talk more in detail about stuff?
Yeah, that sounds good. Thanks for having us.
Yeah, thank you.
So I'm Jessica Reyes. I'm a recent KSU graduate. Woo, who knew? Back when I was here, I actually graduated last May 2020. And I graduated with a degree in applied mathematics with a minor in statistics and data analytics. I'm now working full-time. I'm a data scientist at Equifax, and that's really exciting. It's really awesome to just see the fruits of your labor and being able to contribute in some way after graduation.
And I'm Megan Stoltzfus. I am the Career and Internship Advisor for the College of Science and Math. I help students when they're looking for internships. I have a bunch of different resources that I share, as well as help you with producing cover letters, resumes, interview preps, just about anything for your post-KSU goals.
Awesome, thank you and welcome again. So we all know why you're coming to college. You're coming to college to get out of college to have a career. And so we wanted to make sure that you had the opportunity to see what that looks like as a Kennesaw State student and as potentially even a recent graduate from KSU. And so before we kind of pick Jessica's mind a little bit and what got her to where she is today, I wanted to give Megan an opportunity to kind of share some of the cool events and different things that the Career Planning and Development Office has going on all of the time, year-round, that you can get involved in to help you really get that dream job, the dream career that you're interested in. So do you mind sharing a little bit about what you do?
Absolutely. So as a department, we have a ton of events that go on every semester. We have at least 3 career fairs every semester, including our all majors fair and a STEM fair focused on a lot of our College of Science and Math students. We also have career exploration nights. They look a little different this year than they have in the past, but still is an opportunity for students to get in front of employers at different companies and kind of have a little bit more of a relaxed session asking them about what their company does, what it looks like in that industry, and really giving them a better perspective on what to expect when they get to their professional careers. We also do a lot of workshops. A lot are being offered online right now as well to help you with resumes, interviews, personal pitches, again, anything in between that you're going to need to do when you get out there to start your job search. And then also, our department offers appointments. So you can have an appointment with me one-on-one at any point in time. You can book that with me, and we can, again, I do resume reviews, cover letter reviews, personal statements if you're looking to go to grad school or if you're looking to talk to a professor about what you are looking to research and why you'd make a good research assistant or intern with them. And one of my favorite things to do is called career exploration, where kind of like Hannah was talking about earlier, maybe you know you want to do biology, but you're not 100% sure what you want to focus on in there, or what you're really interested in, or maybe you're in between, like maybe I want to go and get my MD, or maybe I don't. I can work with you. I sit down and I talk to you. I love to get to know like what your interests are, and I have some different tools and resources at my disposal that we can work through and evaluate together, and hopefully come up with something that fits you, not only in your aptitudes but also in your interests. If I can, a quick example, I had one student who was in biology and she absolutely loved it. She loved doing the research, but she also really had a passion for art. So through some different exploration that we did together, research, talking, she's actually, now that she's graduated, she's going on and doing a program to become a biological illustrator for software companies, for education companies, as well as there's opportunities within different publications and journals that she can do to help others in the field be able to express their research and their findings to people in different ways that is going to be able to be understood by the masses. So that's a little bit about me and what I do.
Awesome. Well, thank you for sharing. And I think that's another thing, especially coming out of the academic advising office that I work in for the college, is you might have that idea, like, I want to do something in science, but you don't know what that looks like yet. And you need to kind of allow us to give you the opportunity and share the resources that we have to help you figure that out. A lot of our degree programs, they actually start in the same place course-wise, and so we will typically utilize those introductory level courses to really help us figure out exactly where you need to be. You might walk in the door actually and think that biology is the thing that you want, and then you'll take chemistry and you'll just absolutely thrive. And then we might look at a biochemistry degree or a chemistry degree with a specific track. I know Jessica's actually had a lot of different experiences that kind of shaped how she ended up to where she is right now. And so I kind of want to spend a little bit of time talking about that. What led you to your job right now? What experiences did you have in the college that kind of set that home?
Yeah, it's a big question, because there were a lot of different moments in my undergraduate career that really helped build me up to where I am today. And I can't just pick just one, but it really all started from my freshman year, and it built from then on. And in my freshman year, I had the great opportunity of partaking in research, and that's where I actually met Dr. Bell. She was my professor in the KSU 1101 course, and we were doing very introductory statistics and data analytics. And little did I know, but she comes from a very similar background with mathematics and statistics, and so she really took me under her wing amidst all the other pre-med students in the class. I was
Yeah.
the one math student, and so she really was there to mentor me as a freshman, and that relationship really grew over the years. The next year, whenever I was interested in doing research at other universities, collaborating with other students, and also doing research here at KSU, she was the first to advocate for me. She wrote the letters of recommendation, and so it really goes to show how the relationships you build really can take you so many places. You just have to put yourself out there, connect with other people, and I would say that's one of the big takeaways looking back now that I've graduated, is that it really wasn't a solo effort. It wasn't just me. I went out of my way to talk with other people, and those mentors then encouraged me to network with even more people, and that's where I got to present at conferences, did even more research. I eventually did an internship with IBM, and it really just grew, and it built over the years. So now I look back and I'm like, wow, I got one competitive internship opportunity, I think 3 research opportunities during my time here. I got to present at over 5 conferences, so many different states. I got to present to Congress, our US Congress, and then also at the state level. Here at the Georgia State Capitol. So there are so many defining moments, but also so many people that I met along the way that really built me to who I am and where I am.
I think you should come and work for my office and talk to KSU students of the future, because the exact same things that you were just saying, and actually Sine and Ian said it as well, trying new things, getting out there, experiencing, getting to know faculty, getting to know staff, getting these relationships, picking the brains of people who did it before you, can really help you figure out exactly how you're going to end up where you end up. You don't have to walk in the door and have it all figured out. That is not an expectation at all. I think a lot of people think that they do. You have to walk in and be like, I'm going to be a cardiologist one day, but you may have never talked to a cardiologist before. And so taking the opportunity to experience different things and talk to different people who are doing different things. So I also, do you want to add something?
Oh, yeah, I in terms of like the curriculum too here at KSU, because I did my major in applied mathematics and then the minor in statistics and analytics, I got a lot of exposure through my minor by really having the freedom to pick what type of project I want to do my analytics on. I know a lot of the peers in my class, you don't have to come from a math background. They came from economics or biology or psychology, and they were interested in doing sports analytics. And I was able to do my analytics on education. So it really allowed me to explore what I was interested in. And eventually my senior year, one of my last statistics classes was based off of credit modeling. And that is what got me interested in the financial industry. And so it really expanded my options when it came down to applying for jobs. I was applying for a variety of analytics positions, anywhere from public health to financial. So it's a really good program, and that was just alone on the academic part of it. So. All good things.
A lot of times when we talk College of Science and Mathematics, and many of you might actually be listening because you're interested in those biology, biochemistry, chemistry fields, because you might want to be a doctor or a vet or a PA or something like that. But there's these kind of like unsung heroes that we're trying to sing very loudly now, and it's the kind of things that Jessica's been doing. She's a data scientist. That sounds like that would be an okay thing to end up being. And so being able to look at the varied experiences that you can have, the different disciplines that we offer, how different, but also at the same time, how similar they can be, depending on how you're using them. So I wanted to ask Megan also, what does it look like from like a first year student to a senior? Like how can they use your services over time?
Absolutely. So initially I will see students their first year because they've come in and they're interested in getting a research opportunity on campus, or they're thinking ahead to what can I do? I want to go to med school. I need to go to med school. What do I do? So I'm planning with them or going through like researching different schools that they may want to attend, what those requirements are going to be, helping them maybe select a few different organizations that might fit what they want to do, like Sine was talking about earlier, and really kind of planning that out for them. And then they'll check in again with me maybe sometime in their sophomore year, now that they have some more things to start putting on their resume and qualifying for more internships and opportunities. So we'll work on that, get that all together, think about a cover letter as well, so that they can start reaching out and networking, checking in again, like we were talking about, networking with their professors or others, maybe people outside of the campus as well, friends, family friends, friends of friends. So we try to lay out a networking plan for them to reach those ultimate goals that they have. And then also coming to junior year, especially for some of those med school students, we're talking more about what that's going to look like and how we can help prepare for that. But then for some of those that maybe aren't on the med school track, we're really starting to hone in on what that internship's going to look like. Where is it going to be? What are they looking to do? Are they doing any informational interviewing, talking to professionals in the industry or at a company that they hope to be a part of, and really getting to know the good, the bad, and hopefully not so ugly aspects of the job or of the career, so that they can decide if that's really what they want to invest their time in. And also then senior year, I'm hoping that we're kind of just putting that little bow on the whole package. You've got a resume that's ready to go, you've got a cover letter ready to go, and you can sell yourself to an employer at a career fair or during an interview, during a networking event, and then you're really just starting to get out there and sell yourself to them. So, yeah, and we're here the whole time.
I wish that we could like talk for the next 5 hours. And it's one of those, you look at the time and you're like, where did the time go? Because there's so much more information that we could share. I do want to say again, thank you so much for joining us today and talking about not only the resources we have in-house, but also what it can do for you. We love talking about Jessica. Dr. Bella and I she's actually watching right now. And so I was really excited. I knew you were going to be here, so I needed her to know that. So thank you so much for joining us. I've actually got contact information up right now, and I think Jordan is going to kind of pop in and end the show. Megan, do you mind kind of squeezing out?
No,
so that
not at all.
He can wrap up this session, but thank you so much for listening.
I couldn't let y'all have all the fun as we end today, so I, unfortunately, asking Megan to get off the screen. Thank you so much. But Megan, Jessica, Hannah, incredible session. Jessica, wow. I mean, I'm blown away. I'm sitting in the back going, what have I been doing with my life?
Right, me too. Me too.
So well done. And we can't wait to continue to keep up with you as you continue to do incredible things with your life. Best of luck as you continue to go. We hope you take KSU with you everywhere that you do go.
Well,
as it sounds like that you do. We have had a phenomenal first day of virtual open house. Thank you all so much for joining with us today. Thank you so much for participating, for asking questions, for engaging. Continue to ask questions. Join us again tomorrow. We have some fantastic sessions tomorrow. College of Ed's up first. We've got College of Computing and Software Engineering, and then we've got Financial Aid and Scholarships tomorrow. So big hitter day, just like today. Please make sure you fill out your raffle entry if you haven't done that again for this session. Raffle entry on there. Make sure you join every session that you watch. Make sure you're filling out the raffle entry so you have the chance to win the really cool bag that I was showing off earlier that has tons of goodies in it. So thank you. Thanks for participating. Have a wonderful rest of your night. We do always end with Owl Eyes and Hootie Hoo. So will y'all do that for me as we head out?
Of course.
Awesome. Okay. Hootie Hoo, everybody.
Hootie hoo.
hooty hoo.